to Indiana. Wisconsin comes in 2-2 and looking to rebound and lick its wounds after a dominating victory last weekend playing against Ohio State. Ohio State won that one in dominating fashion, and Isaac Garento with a big carry over to the 45-yard line. Graham Mertz again getting the start. Braylon Allen, as we have addressed, behind him. Jackson Aker, your fullback. Play action out of the gates. First play from scrimmage, and Mertz hanging on for that tough catch. One of his premier receivers.
Saw a nice look at play action with it. They haven't utilized as much this season.
One play, one first down, and Allen trying to shrug off all those. Mertz with some time to throw, and to his other receiver that he's gone to, Chimere DK. Mertz 2 for 2 on this drive. Two tight end package here for the Badgers, Eschenbach and Rucci. Mertz drops it off. Isaac Garendo receiving the pass, and a check down play, if you will, and a decision there by Mertz, and it brings up third down. It's a pickup of 2 on that play.
It's the important thing for Graham Mertz.
Mertz looking to the left side. Mertz looking for Garendo, makes the catch in the end zone. It's a Wisconsin touchdown for 21. Nate Van Zelst will be the place kicker today for Wisconsin. The kick goes in the end zone for a touchback. First snap for this offense, and they hand it off to Chase Brown. You see Brown's numbers that Thursday night against Chattanooga. And airing it out and finding Brian Hightower for the big gain.
To ensure that a nice grab is made.
Brown gets another look at it, maybe a pickup of a yard.
Last week, told you already about Keanu Benton. Look for Nate Herbig off the edge.
DeVito with some time to throw, good pressure. Completion percentage, 7th best in the Big Ten in this situation. DeVito with some time to throw, now moves out of the pocket, still looking downfield.
But I like the fact Tommy DeVito didn't force the ball into coverage there.
Dean Ingram was your returner, lets it bounce, said no to all of them for obvious reasons. Wisconsin's offense backed up against it. Allen, Braylon Allen, your 2 running backs. A wildcat formation here for Allen. Hands off to Malusi, and a tackle for loss. Tariq Barnes gets there. Anthony Herron's going to come up with a name for the Wildcat here today before this game is done.
Challenge accepted.
Mertz, and it's picked off. The Illini turn over this Badger defense. Kendall Smith taking it down. And a takeaway for Illinois. And it's the 10th takeaway this year for this Illini defense that is thriving under Ryan Walters. Williams is the player in motion, and they find number 1. Barry Lunny Jr., offensive coordinator for Illinois, calls him phenomenal. And that would be the case, I think, for a lot of OCs in the conference. Airing it out towards the end zone, looking for Williams. Pass is incomplete. DeVito stepping in. DeVito in trouble. DeVito gets rid of it, finds Williams, who makes the catch at the 5-yard line. First and goal, the pitch to Chase Brown. Spinning. 1 receiver set to Brown. Pushback again, another stop on 2nd down here for this Wisconsin defense. Torchio got there first. Justin Clark finished it off for Wisconsin. Now 3rd and goal. To Brown again. How about a 3rd time? Is the 3rd time the charm? They're still short of the goal line. Play action to Brown. And broken up, but a flag on the play. Brian Hightower, the intended receiver. Jay Shaw on the coverage.
I'll be curious for another look at this one. just ends up being a judgment call by the officials.
Boy, this is interesting. 1st and goal. Got to go a half a yard. DeVito pushing it in. No signal yet. Touchdown, Illinois. DeVito's first rushing touchdown of the season and wearing an Illinois uniform.
After the Badgers took them down resoundingly last year.
New kickoff artist for Illinois, Fabrizio Pinton. For the Illini, and it's Garendo again trying to do what he did in the opening kickoff. He's making things exciting, I'll tell you that.
Michigan up early.
Well, the latest, what, 2021, I believe, a Penn State team, right? Mertz looking at his 3-receiver set towards his left side. It's another catch.
Haven't completely been realized yet.
Isn't that the pros and the cons of being a quarterback?
Yeah.
And rolling out boot action. Cundiff had the left leg fracture in that Ohio State game last week. How about that tackle for loss? They have praised Nicholson's maturity, in particular off the field, which has been related to maybe his success more on the field for Illinois. Stepping up in the pocket, Mertz goes down.
If folks at home want to have a little bit of fun, just watch 30 in the white jersey, Sidney Brown, his movement pre-snap.
Mertz floats it. And over to the 25-yard line for negative yardage. -1 here so far as he sits in the backfield. They give him another chance at it. That'll be picking up some positive yardage. Seth Coleman ends that run. Mertz is going to be busy visiting his injured tight ends in that house. Garendo gets the carry. Gets stopped right at the 20-yard line again by Seth Coleman. 3-yard pickup by Garendo. With Rucci out, Eschenbach is your tight end for Wisconsin. And well over his intended receiver. Play clock is at 4.
They had to run Jack Nelson on late, I assumed, to replace Hayden Rucci.
It's close. No flag, no whistle. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Ball field.
Featuring the most valuable punter this week, apparently. MVP, Troy Taylor.
Williams in motion, and the handoff to Brown. And boy, both of these defenses
is a huge part of it.
Stack receivers on both the right and the left side. Hightower makes the grab right at the sticks. It'll be a first down here for Illinois. Brown cuts it outside and made his way back inside.
When they do that, the running back, in that case Chase Brown, can read his cutback lane.
Swings it out to Hightower.
For Daryl Peterson, number 17, Lisa, looks like a slot defender, but they like to blitz him from that spot.
Here comes Herbig, and they block him just at the last moment, but getting tripped up that time. And Brett Bielema is having some speaks. Is that what you called it?
Speaks, yes.
From the sideline? In that speaks action. Ingram calls for the fair catch. To Allen. And a flag in the backfield.
Holding. Offense. Number 65. 10-yard penalty. First down.
It's empty for Wisconsin. Mertz to Lewis, and it's incomplete. No, it's a complete catch. What a catch. He got a foot down.
Wow.
Grabbed it. Yeah, wow is right. Big 40-yard gain in that game. Whistles everywhere. I was wondering if we were going to get a review on that catch.
Timeout, Illinois. The first of the half.
Mertz shuts off one tackler, has to throw it away. Jalen Franklin now in as a tight end. Hayden Rucci out with a right leg injury. His return is questionable. That's coming from Wisconsin. Trying to pick up a couple on 3rd and 7. Mertz drops back. Mertz gets away from a possible sack and throws it away. trying to capitalize now on this takeaway. Pitches out to Chase Brown. It's the biggest gain for him here today. Fake to Brown. DeVito. And just off balance, Pat Bryant. Off balance because there's a couple flags coming in with Jay Shaw again on the coverage. Shaw's the transfer out of UCLA, trying to provide one of those transfers, trying to buy.
Defense number 1.
Again, penalties were so frustrating against Washington State on this very field for Wisconsin. It resulted in a loss for the Badgers, just off the mark for Tip Ryman. Here in the red zone, trying to find the end zone for Illinois. DeVito to Williams, lost a shoe, and makes the catch.
I referenced this a couple of times today, Lisa, where DeVito was rated as a pro-style quarterback when he came out of high school. He's very mobile. I really see him as a guy with dual threat type of ability. Mary Illini utilizing him in that manner here.
They needed 5, they picked up 4, and 4th and 1. We've seen this situation before in the red zone. 4th down for this Illini offense.
I like this call from this field position. You still pin the opponent back if you don't get it.
Flags and better field position for Illini.
Offside. Defense number 99 with contact. The 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It's big, 1st and goal here for Illinois. Rolling out, DeVito to Chase Brown and makes the catch for the Illini touchdown.
Chase Brown into the score.
A flag near side.
The flag on the play.
So hold the celebration for a second.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Williams again, the player in motion, and Williams is going to throw it. The former quarterback. The play is broken up. Incomplete on that play. Intended receiver Ryman.
Illegal formation. Offense, 5 players in the backfield. The penalties decline. 2nd down.
The former Illini quarterback.
The result of the play was a completed pass for a touchdown. Therefore, we have to accept the penalty. It'll be first down.
So as opposed to the penalty being declined, which would have put the points on the board, I guess they ruled that Tip Ryman perhaps did have possession of the football long enough in the end zone before the Wisconsin defender knocked it away. At least that's the best I got for you.
Makes sense to me. 1st and goal. We'll try it again. DeVito, a low throwing ball. The flag is out far side.
Well, that I could have predicted that another flag was coming.
Justin Clark. Hands to his helmet.
The defense number 21. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul.
DeVito to Brown. Pushing his way. DeVito has the first rushing touchdown and pushing in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the afternoon.
Into the score.
Caleb Griffin for the extra point. And makes it 14-10 Illinois.
Football in 60 is presented by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket can.
Illinois, I've called them the 2nd best defense in the Big Ten up to this point in the season.
And that's not just in the West Division. You're talking about the entire Big Ten Conference. Garendo. Hands off to Malusi.
Has Malusi on the carry.
And we will check in with Crystal Rich on the sideline.
With a right leg injury, but they are not ruling him out just yet.
Thank you, Crystal. His roommate, as we had mentioned, Clay Cundiff, out for the season with a leg injury. He fractured against Ohio State last week. Lucy trying to squirm and find those yards.
We'll see if they continue to lean on that O-line. Going with the Bucky. Fired it, sort of at his feet and at his shin area. There were really two different options available to him. He could have tried to throw it to more accurately.
And the ball rolling to about the 19-yard line, about the 18, 17, make it maybe 16. This offense has made good on two takeaways that the defense has provided them. DeVito to Hightower.
One of the things we know is that Barry Lenny brought tempo with him. We haven't seen them utilize it too much so far.
Brown, nothing there. 3rd and 1. To the air, to Hightower for the first down.
Available to Brian Hightower to move the chains.
Michael Marquez with the key block on that play, and Brown chasing the edge on the outside.
You overreact going here and there as a defender, then you're out of position to make tackles.
DeVito has used just 2 receivers, and that's one of them. Williams. DeVito to Williams. Hugh Robertson with the punt, and fighting the sun. It bounced off of Ingram. From the I formation, handoff to Garendo. Cuts back. A beautiful run, but a flag coming in on the back end of that play. Right now, it's a first down pickup for Wisconsin. We'll see what the laundry's about.
Graham Mertz didn't move. Seems that he believes it's going against the Badgers.
Number 82, 10-yard penalty, first down.
It negates a pickup of 15 on that run.
Jack Eschenbach, who's getting more extended activity in the game today. Multiple injuries at the tight end position for Wisconsin. Eschenbach thought of as more of a pass receiver. There, he had his body in good position to get the edge for Garendo. But once he kind of got the clamps in on the edge defender, that wheeled him down to the ground. That's what drew the flag.
Pushes Wisconsin in back, and now it's 1st and 20.
And we have yet, Lisa, to see Graham Mertz attempt to pass since Crystal Rich informed us, and like you said on the air, he's got the tape over the non-throwing hand.
Tape on his left hand and righty throw. It's off the hands of Skylar Bell.
Graham Mertz's pass incomplete. Intended for Skylar Bell.
2nd and 20.
Second down.
So the clock stops there from the incompletion. He threw that a little more mustard on it than was necessary. And it's the non-throwing hand, so the release should be fine, but your overall throwing mechanics can certainly be affected if that non-throwing hand is really throbbing in pain.
He'll tuck it and run. And brings up 3rd down. Randolph and Newton combining on that. The law firm is what they're called on the Illinois side.
Think about 3 on the play.
Referenced how Illinois took what seemed to be a more conservative approach on their offensive series. Now the clock ticks, 3rd and very long. Only 1 timeout remaining for the Illini. An opportunity for them to utilize it after this play if they come up with the stop and still have time to do something with the football.
Mertz is forced to throw. Drops it to Eschenbach.
Mertz's pass complete.
And there is your Sidney Brown appearance.
Tavion Nicholson with the tackle.
And a timeout here for Illinois. Vunavich, the punter for Wisconsin. To Williams. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. He's going to try to make something happen here. Got the speed, but can't get away from Wisconsin that time. Illinois will take a knee. It's a headshot, Anthony. It's not the real live Howard.
Ah, gotcha. That makes sense. Tune in. See if Howard puts his blazer on.
If you don't want to tune in for the football talk, that is one reason to. 14-10. And the boos coming at Camp Randall. Illinois will begin on offense here in the second half, and hands to Chase Brown. And trying to spin his way, a pickup of about 6 on that run. And he'll go into the 10. DeVito fakes to Brown. A first down pickup.
Has been there drawing flags on the opposing defense.
DeVito sets his feet and turning and making the grab again. It's Bryant. I mean, turned at the last possible second to bring it down.
We've seen Tommy DeVito several times in the game going to the back shoulder. This certainly seems to be a game plan coming in, whereas opposed to trying to throw it beyond the defensive back, the Illini attacking the back shoulder throws.
Hadn't gone with a catch this whole game, and now back-to-back catches here for Bryant, and again throwing in his direction. That one incomplete.
The best defensive back in coverage that Wisconsin has is Jay Shaw. They certainly haven't shied away from attacking him when the opportunity's been there, but it does seem to me that the officials on the backside, they need to make sure that as the Illini receivers are pushing off, like in that moment right there, Pat Bryant pushed away, but the ball was uncatchable well over the heads of both. But you do want the defensive back to have the opportunity to make contact.
On 2nd and 10, and Brown taking the whole Wisconsin defense for a gain of about 8. Third and 3. Reggie Love the third, and the offset. The pitch to Love. And swarmed by a couple of Badger defenders, Cheney again, as well as John Meta. A loss of 1 on that play.
Great flow to the football because it was blocked initially well on the outside, but the more jerseys who appear in frame, the better for the Wisconsin Badgers.
So 4th and 4, and the offense staying out. Lots of 4th down opportunities in this game for Brett Bielema and this offense here today.
Inside the plus 30, I do believe this makes sense. Last time the Badgers jumped off sides.
Brown in motion, DeVito to throw. Williams with the catch and the first down pickup. Turned the corner and beat Jay Shaw in the coverage to get the first down. It's 6 yards here for Williams.
Isaiah Williams just so quick in and out of his breaks. This is the same whip route concept that they ran earlier. He hesitates off the ball, makes it look like he's going to run a slant, and then pirouettes out.
Part of a triple header we'll show you on the Big Ten Network. 1st and 10 for this Illini offense. Play action, Marquez makes the grab. And DeVito has spread it out to different receivers on this drive. Only used 2 primary receivers in the first half. And Brown again trying to push his way. Stops just short. Illinois going empty. Jordan Turner, by the way, number 54 for Wisconsin, has returned to the field. And DeVito pushes his way. It's the 3rd rushing touchdown for the Illini quarterback today. You see the frustration of Badger fans sitting in the stands. He understands the storyline, why the questions are there, but he hadn't dwelled on it, this week. He said you always appreciate the people, right? And the success that he found at Wisconsin. A muffed kickoff. Illinois might have it. Illinois has it. Making the most on defense and on special teams in Madison. Already and looking to build on this. Brown is sent back. by Isaiah Mullins.
Well, Lisa, I had myself all revved up to talk about the response that needed to be there from the Wisconsin offense, and now hear their defense back on the field again. I referenced the methodical approach that was there on the previous drive. Now, after you think you're going to have an opportunity to go to the sideline and regroup, your opponent has the ball in the red zone.
Prime opportunity for Illinois. DeVito dropping back. Off the fingertips there of Bryant.
Intended for Pat Bryant.
That's one of the first attack passes that we've seen in quite some time from Illinois, but still Tommy DeVito put it in a position where only his receiver had an opportunity to field it. You see, Brian Hightower is normally the guy who they try to throw maybe contested jump ball opportunities to. That time Pat Bryant had the chance, couldn't bring it in. Huge third down opportunity for the Wisconsin defense to respond.
Hightower, one of those receivers on the bottom of your screen. DeVito getting chased, and they found him. Doing a little dance after that sack by Benton.
The leader amongst leaders of this unit from the zero technique just continues to work through that left shoulder of Alex Pihlstrom. Look for a moment like the guard was going to be there to bump off Keanu Benton, but no matter how many blockers in the way of Keanu Benton, he is difficult to bump out of the way.
Caleb Griffin with a 44-yard attempt. Longest has been 48. And Griffin gets it. Adds to the tally here for Illinois.
Football in 60 is presented by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket can.
It's Will McManus who has subbed in to do kickoff duties here for Illinois. That time the kick is fielded as Guerrero goes flying in the air. A tough special teams tackle, and Guerendo's down on the turf. And now he's helped off the field. It's Allen who gets the carry. And only picks up 2 yards.
My expectation is that certainly we won't, with just a 2-touchdown deficit, we're not going to see Wisconsin completely get away from the run game. Everyone understands that. But the passing game is what will truly get them back into this. And there were opportunities there early in the game. It's a difficult balance for Bobby Ingram, for Paul Christ, to make sure that even Graham Mertz recognizes that for the most part, the second interception was a bad decision. Even the first INT wasn't a bad read. The ball just wasn't clear to the outside shoulder like it needed to be.
12 personnel for Wisconsin, 1 running back, a couple of tight ends. And across the middle, again off the hands of DK, is actually the most experienced wide receiver in the group returning for this season. Here's 3rd and 8. And again finds his receivers, but Lewis couldn't bring it down. And Lewis stays down on the ground and hugging that left leg. Vunovic with the punt. To Williams, who will again field it. Across the 25 to about the 30-yard line. Wisconsin dominated a shutout win at Memorial Stadium last year, 24-0. Different year, different team.
And going into attack mode.
16 carries for 51 yards for Chase Brown, the nation's leading rusher. This Wisconsin defense, that is one positive. They made it tough. DeVito trying to run out of trouble, trying to find something.
For Pat Bryant to declare himself open right near the sideline.
To Bryant once again. Anthony, they've said, you know, when we had a chance to talk to Barry Lunny Jr. and the Illinois staff, that Pat Bryant, you don't necessarily associate, as you see he's down, the word tough, right? And that was one word last night that they used to describe him. Brown is a breakaway. Chase Brown is off to the races, and Brown is gone for 6. Extra extra point is good. Special talent that Illinois has. It's DK on the return. Flag coming in, pushed out at about the 30-yard line.
Glare that
There
the
are 2
returnmen
fouls on the
were
play,
into.
both against the kicking team. Offside, kicking team number 20. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Kicking team number 6. That 15-yard penalty be added to the end of the run.
Malusi is the tailback, making his way to the 50. DK on the jet motion. 2 for 4 on 4 downs this season. Hurts rolling out. DeVito handles a low snap. Hands to Chase Brown.
With the tackle.
Second down here for Illinois.
So many new starters, Lisa, on this Wisconsin defense coming into the season. And they were shell-shocked last week, as Ohio State can do to a number of teams and will do to a number of other teams they face this season. But Jim Leonhard talked a lot about the response from his defenders this week, trying to get them not only physically, mentally prepared for today, but emotionally prepared.
Brown cutting it off the inside, breaking off a tackle, gets tripped up. DeVito, play action. Love the third.
He's talked to a few coaches right now to see if he's okay to play. Also, just a little update on Lewis. It is a right leg that he's dealing with, and he, of course, is questionable to return.
They're coming out here out-executing the Wisconsin Badgers in Camp Randall Stadium.
Love the third, picks up the first down. Needed one, got more than that.
Neither ground attack did much in the first half of the game. But you go into the locker room with a 4-point lead. I'm sure both head coaches talked about the run game needing to become a bigger portion of their second half success. Right now, Barry Lenny's Illini offense is the run game that's beginning to impose its will.
You're watching the second and the fourth ranked time of possession offenses in the Big Ten here this year. Barry Lundy Jr. talking to us, he thought that if it was a close game, they'd go 50-50, run pass. That was the goal here today. Brought down in the backfield for a tackle for a loss, James Thompson Jr. And a loss of 2. On 2nd and 12. Brown can't quite get a whole lot of positive yardage on that, thanks to Jordan Turner. Start of the 4th. Drops it to Brown. Caleb Griffin already with a 44-yarder. This is a 31-yard attempt.
Sort of a patient and methodical approach for the Illini offense.
DK, the return man.
Whether or not there's going to be enough pass catchers that are still healthy enough to grow with it is becoming a big question.
Mertz gets wrapped up by 3 Illini defenders. Keith Randolph Jr., the first to get to him. Big Keith. Mertz staying in the pocket, had to get rid of it.
A very clever commercial that they even have it running in the Champaign area.
Chasen and another quarterback hurry.
Randolph, they play the game hard. It's exactly how you want it.
Kunovic again to punt. It is a thing of beauty to watch that. Fair catch call. So he doesn't just catch touchdown passes.
Not anymore. They're expanding his role. He's capable of more.
Muffed kicks as well.
Preston Sackman with the tackle.
Now it's time for this Illinois offense maybe to use some time, and the time of possession coming into play here with this big advantage for Barry Lundy Jr. And year number 1 as the offensive coordinator for Brett Bielema. Follow the Illini story, you know that they have a connection going back to Arkansas. Brett Bielema, it was recommended to him to pick up this young talent in Barry Lundy Jr., put him on his staff, gave him all kinds of different challenges, special teams, tight end.
The Illini have been playing at a high level on each side of the ball coming in here. Wisconsin has been reeling a bit.
Fair catch called at the 20. Left it at that. You know, kind of a similar philosophy that he took when they took on Chattanooga. He knew a lot of people would make a big deal about taking an FCS opponent on. Good pass play that time. And that is not what Wisconsin Badgers want to see as DK made the catch. He is also slow to get up. One of the most productive plays here of this second half with the pickup of 21.
Very tough, rugged competitor is Chimere Dike. Able to make the grab, getting his feet down in bounds. Took a very hard fall as he landed out of bounds afterwards.
Brett Bielema's attack is to eliminate the distraction, eliminate the angle that the media is going to ask you about. Against Chattanooga, it was the FCS angle. This week, it was his return to Madison, as Mertz, trying to get out of trouble, picks up about 3 yards as Akis pushes him out of bounds.
Now Graham Mertz hobbling a bit as he comes from the Illini sideline.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
You still see that left thumb is taped up. Injured in the first half. First quarter numbers great. Since, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into those numbers, but tells the story about the struggles for this Wisconsin offense here today.
It's been inconsistent, LB.
Mertz trying to run out of trouble. And again, that Illini defensive line, there's a flag that comes in.
Offside. Defense number 17. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
He gave Akis, the freshman. Brett Bielema's return to Madison, Illinois leading 34-10. Part of a triple header we'll show you on the Big Ten Network. From Madison, Wisconsin, Anthony Herron, Lisa Byington, Crystal Rich. We've heard from Mike Pereira over in Los Angeles. Turnovers have been a big story. Wisconsin has committed 3 of those, and Illinois has capitalized on takeaways. Wrapping up Braylon Allen, a big old bear hug from Johnny Newton.
Johnny Newton, he would be one of the individuals that would have my vote early in the season amongst the leaders, the potential front runners for Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. He can impose his will on the game in a variety of ways.
You got to look twice at Braylon Allen's numbers. 7, 8 rushes for 2 yards. I mean, one of the top running backs, top 5 in the nation in terms of numbers, and down goes the Wisconsin quarterback once again. T-Rod Edwards mixing it up in the backfield.
Another one of these transfer talents came in from Northwestern, joining up with the Illini. This is one of the few times I would say where Graham Mertz hit that back step and hesitated with where to deliver the football. Really frequently, it's been able to get out on time, in rhythm, and if sacks have been taken, plays have been extended, it's been with a plan in mind. There, he wasn't sure where to go with it.
4th and 11. Mertz has to go deep with it. Ingram, the intended receiver, broken up by Quan Martin. And Anthony, you have praised this Illini defense. You said what? Second best in the conference is what you feel like?
and climbing perhaps. But at the moment, yes, no worse than the #2 defense in the Big Ten. And it's not because they'll certainly throw some exotics at you, led by Ryan Walters. But as much as anything, they are confident, they are definitive, they are tough as nails, and nothing that the opponent does comes easy against this Illini defense.
And Iowa sits in first? Or who sits in first?
So when I spoke to Dave Repson on Big Ten Today during the week, Dave forces me to do power rankings. I call them my Impact 5 every week. I had Iowa at #1, Illinois at #2, Minnesota at #3 when ranking my Big Ten defenses.
Good field position here for Illinois. 22 total yards this half for Wisconsin. Illini will let the play clock tick down to Brown. Already has a touchdown. Tackles made by Max Lofi. This is really what Ryan Walters told us last night, Anthony, is he felt like the momentum was gaining, right, from at the end of last season, and it's carrying over to this year. Brown loses some yardage on that play. CJ gets up for a loss of 3.
Where they've been ranking in all of college football: 3rd in points per game, 4th in yards per game, 1st pass yards per game, and pass TDs allowed. Everything is difficult when you face the Illini. And now this another rematch game for Illinois this season. They took on Virginia earlier in the year. An offense that threw for over 400 yards on them last year. They completely shut them down.
The toss to Love the third. Yet you have to say rematch, don't say revenge.
Yeah, right.
That was made clear to us again last night. And a timeout call by Illinois. You guys talk about, how about Purdue with the lead over Minnesota in the West Division. Minnesota coming into today undefeated. An impressive win on the road last week against Michigan State. But, you know, Purdue arguably is a team that they've had some missed opportunities, right? They could argue that they have outplayed a lot of different opponents. That hasn't resulted in wins. So, talented Boilermaker squad.
They were able to survive against FAU last week with Austin Burton in at quarterback. Aiden O'Connell had to miss action then, but O'Connell returns today. Not a score fest, though.
Defensive struggle. Over the head of Miles Scott.
Pass incomplete.
We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Fubo. Mert stays in at quarterback.
When moments are sort of their fault, not his.
Tough pass to handle there, apparently, for Eschenbach. Sometimes the easiest uncovered ones are the hardest to bring down.
I'm not sure if Jack Eschenbach caught the football or if the football caught him.
That's a good way to put it.
It was really heavy. Mertz throwing a heavy ball there to Eschenbach. But I'm confident. A few weeks from now, I do think, again, this is assuming whatever health may remain there, but going to sort of a West Coast approach with this Badgers passing attack, it's about, I keep using the words, timing and rhythm. Quarterback sack, getting hit in the back, in the pocket, will certainly throw off the timing of any passing attack. But you look at the first quarter, we showed the numbers, the stats from the first quarter of this Wisconsin passing offense and the numbers Graham Mertz put up. Outstanding pass rush move there to get around the corner by Alec Bryant, one of their freshman studs.
2nd and 17. 5 sacks today for this Illini defense.
It can be really difficult for a lot of quarterbacks.
Bird's trying to find the near sideline, looking for DK. And all these flags are coming out. It says Witherspoon, maybe some extracurricular after that.
Okay.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 31. That's his first of the ball game. 15-yard penalty includes an automatic first down.
Devin Witherspoon, known as a player who will let you hear about it throughout the game. Certainly after moments where he's gotten the better of you. There's a balance for that with Brett Bielema, with Ryan Walters, where you want a defender, you want a player, a playmaker, a leader to play with some attitude, with some swagger, with some confidence.
Flag coming out.
When he hits that back step, the ball comes out consistently. He's got to get to the point where, like that, he's throwing a catchable pass, preferably to the hands, to the body of his wide receivers, his playmakers, and frankly, the receivers have to do a more effective job of having confidence in their hands. Even in some of the receptions that get made throughout the season for Wisconsin, you see receivers letting the football, the term we use is eat them up, get into their bodies. They have to display the confidence to extend their hands away and make clean catches.
Marcus Allen pulled that one in for 12. 3rd and 6. Ertz drops it to Eschenbach. Picks up the first down.
We asked Bobby Ingram what his son Dean calls him when they're on the field together during the week. So he calls me OG, which I wasn't completely certain if that was something that just began this season, but apparently the nickname OG for Bobby Ingram, as Dean refers to him, it does predate their time actually where he's one of the players on his dad's offense.
And deep in the second half, this is the deepest drive for this Wisconsin offense in this second half. Another catch for DK. Brown making the tackle.
Sidney Brown with the tackle.
But we do know one thing. I mean, Paul Chris has won so many games for the Wisconsin Badgers. And coming off of that Ohio State performance, one thing he talked about was the sport of football. What it requires of you is that continued effort, the response to both quality moments and difficult moments, like they had coming out of Columbus last week. Expressed all the confidence in the world and the leadership he has on his team. In Graham Mertz, who's been as good a leader as he's had.
Number 63.
Mertz, Keanu Benton, Nick Herbig, those have been the spokesmen for this football team, and they will continue to be the spokesmen for this football team.
Mertz trying to, again, lead this Wisconsin offense down the field. Ingram and Vinny Anthony the second. A couple of receivers. And 3rd and 6.
Third down.
He knows where he wants to throw it. Getting it there accurately, actually having the landmarks that your receivers are supposed to hit. Even go back to that game last week, that first interception where him and Chimere Dike, where it's a sight adjustment within the route. Chimere Dike reads it one way, Graham Mertz reads it another way, and Mertz ends up throwing it right to the defensive back. Those are some of the things that lead me to believe where as they rep this more and get on the same page, this passing attack will grow.
Penalty yardage, as you saw there. Again, a story here for this Wisconsin team and off the hands of DK, but a flag coming in. Lots of flags. In the first half, we had 5 penalties on one drive alone.
Was it only 5?
Pass interference. Defense number 10. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Includes an automatic first down.
Quick math, carry the one. 18th penalty in this game.
Oh, I thought it was 81st. Okay, my mistake. Bad math on my part.
We just reverse the numbers. Happens sometimes.
That explains it.
1st and 10 with 1:42. Mertz driving this offense down the field. Again, DK the intended receiver.
He's got to be more consistent with his accuracy. His pass catchers have to be more consistent with their hands.
Mertz goes down. Run game. Huge story here for Wisconsin. Just was not there.
Number.
I mean, Braylon Allen, it's remarkable. 7 carries, 2 yards. Guy who's put up about 500 for the season. Pass broken up. Witherspoon and his coaching staff. Man, you talked to him.
When he left, he brought his team here and got the victory today. As you know, I have my own individual memories with Brett Bielema as he recruited me to Iowa, and he's had a relationship with my family over the years. You know, Lisa, I lost my father a couple of months ago. Today would have been my dad's 82nd birthday. I know he is smiling and enjoying the fact that one of his favorite coaches, one of his favorite people, Brett Bielema, was able to get a win today. He would be congratulating the Illini.